It is time for Ron the Car Guy, and he is here, and with the great weather on, a lot of people are going to be tooling around, and people need to pay attention to their vehicles.
You know, I think Sam has really redeemed himself with today's forecast. After last week, the only thing he could do, Sam, to make it better would be maybe come mow my lawn.
That'd be nice,
wow.
yeah.
But yeah, people are going to be out tooling around. The sunroofs are going to be open.
Okay, I think give me your mic there, Ronald. I think you popped your microphone off here. So hang on just a second here. This is live TV, folks.
That's right. I popped my mic.
Are you functional now?
Can you hear me?
You knocked it off. Hang on. You turned it off. Now you can.
One of the things you want to watch out for on a TV show is making sure your
now you
mic's
should
on.
be
This darn technology.
There you go. How did you turn it off? You turned the button off on the side somehow.
I don't know what I did.
How about we move on to things you do know, and that's
I'm not going to touch this.
Things you need to watch out for your vehicle.
What technology? Way to go. Yeah, I want to talk about probably 5 of the most important things that you shouldn't ignore in your car, and this is based off vehicles that we tow in, cars that come in and have major problems because people ignored this stuff. And the first one is the temperature gauge reading higher than normal. Maybe even a small coolant leak or the smell of a coolant. Not overheating, but let's say your temperature gauge normally runs about halfway, and for the last few weeks it's been running 3/4 of the way, but it's not in the red. There's a problem there. Something's going on.
Now, what about people saying, like on Friday, we heard Sam say it's going to be 85 degrees running around with your temperature? Is it supposed to be a little bit warmer than normal, or should it be normal? Slightly. It should still stay around normal. I mean, until we get into those 100-degree days and stuff like that. The car is designed to control the temperature and kind of keep it around the normal range. And AAA has said that cooling system failures are the #1 cause of breakdowns along the highway. So when you see cars along the side of the road that aren't working or have failed, the hood's up, more than likely it's a cooling system problem. So we want to keep an eye on that cooling system, and the temperature gauge is the telltale. Now, if your car doesn't have a temperature gauge and just has a temperature light, then you can ignore this discussion. Okay.
And it's not like the good old days where you could open up, a radiator and dump a gallon of water in there.
If you do know that your car is running hot or kind of looks like it's starting to overheat, a quick trick is to turn the heater on full blast. Put it on heat, turn the fan on. That's like adding a radiator to it.
Drawing the heat away from the motor.
Exactly. It may help temporarily until you can get someplace for help.
Oh, good to know.
Absolutely. The other one is warning lights, and I see this being a car guy. When you drive around at night, you can kind of look in through the window of the other cars, and some of those things are lit up like a Christmas tree. They've got about every warning light on the dash, and we can't ignore those. I mean, those lights aren't designed to be on for aesthetic purposes. I mean, they come on if there's a problem. And so if you have a warning light on your dash, at least get it checked out and find out why it's on. It means something. Absolutely. If someplace is telling you that not to worry about it, it doesn't mean anything, don't listen to them. Go somewhere else, because that warning light is there to tell you there's a problem. Don't ignore it. Okay. And the other problem is if you ignore, like let's say you ignore the check engine light, because you find out what it is and you think it's not serious. Right. Now you're ignoring the check engine light on. It's already on. So when something else happens that is of concern or is of a major, you're already ignoring a light. You don't have another warning.
Already been on.
Exactly. Exactly. Noises that intensify over time. We had a car in yesterday that had some major problems in the suspension. It had damaged an axle. And we were asking the person, we're like, did this thing make any noise? Well, yeah, for the last 30 days it was making kind of a growling noise, and it got worse over time. Yeah, if you hear something when you're pulling up to a stop sign, or you hear a clunk when you get to a stop sign, that could be an indication. And today is a great day because you're going to have your windows down. You're going to hear stuff possibly on your car that you haven't been hearing. And if that's the case, go to your auto service shop, have someone go for a ride with you, and at least get some idea. Is it of major concern, or is it something that can wait a week or two to get it in and get it checked out? Do you think that's the biggest thing, is just pay attention to your vehicle? A lot of times we don't even think about it anymore. We put the key in, we turn it on, we maybe crank the radio or the AC, and we don't even think about it, so we don't listen, we don't look. We're on the telephone. Right, we're on the phone. We hope not, but you might be on the phone. But we're not on the phone. But signs are coming at you, and you're not even paying attention. Absolutely. And the person that's most in tune with their vehicle is the person that drives it on a daily basis, but they're also the person that's most likely to tune out their vehicle. I mean, I get in other people's cars, and maybe we're going to go somewhere and they're driving, and I'll be hearing noises or feeling vibrations and stuff like that, and you know, it's like, you know, do you say something? I mean, I do, but it's like, you know, how long's it been making that noise? Oh, what noise? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was
exactly,
it's been a while.
exactly.
It's not
like,
hurting anything.
Yeah. You don't think it's hurting anything. So you're absolutely right, Jackie. Just pay attention to your car and be in tune with it. You know, adding fluids to a closed system, and by closed systems, that means a system that you shouldn't have to add fluid to.
Now, those would be?
Brake fluid. You should never have to add brake fluid to your car. Transmission fluid. You should never have to add transmission fluid to your car. Cooling system, you know, your antifreeze, your radiator coolant, that's not normal to add fluid there. About the only fluid that may be somewhat normal to add would be engine oil.
Okay. But not a lot, though.
No. And that brings us to number 5 on the list, and this is just so painful for me to see. I mean, seriously painful, is check your oil level.
Right.
We towed in 4 cars last week that all have ruined engines because they had no oil or were low on oil.
Wow.
4. And 2 of them were older cars. I mean, it totaled the car. It's not worth putting an engine in. The other 2 were putting engines in.
And it's easy to do, to be honest with you.
And that's not cheap.
Well, because for years, I mean, you know, years back when Lou and I were little car guys, you checked your oil routinely.
That was part of your routine.
Or the gas station did when you got gas.
Right.
You don't remember that when they used to run out and put the gas in your car and then check your oil?
I do. I was very young, but I do remember.
Okay.
And then we went through a period of time where cars were built good and everything worked well, and cars didn't use oil. So we got out of the habit of checking them.
Right.
Now we're back into a period where, you know, due to engine designs, we've got computers that turn off cylinders when you're going down the road to give you better fuel mileage. We've got gasoline direct injected engines, which is a new form of fuel injection. Those are all creating oil consumption engines, and these engines are starting to burn oil, especially if they're not maintained properly. That's the key. In the past, engines could take, you know, some neglect, some abuse, and it wasn't a problem. Today's engines, that's not the case. I mean, you have to follow the maintenance schedule, maybe even more than what it says, to prevent them from using oil.
Okay.
All right, so those are the 5 things you must pay attention to. If you have any questions or wondering about them, make sure you head over to Westside Auto Pros. The address is right there. Also, 225-9090 will get you right to one of their customer service associates that'll take care of you with no problem.
And if you have any questions, Ron the Car Guy, how do people get a hold of you with questions?
You can reach me through email, or you can go to askronthecarguy.com. I'll answer all questions. And I'll also send a technician over to fix this microphone.
Good. Thank goodness.